Hey guys, Fiddle Ferret here, and welcome back to this month's manga haul. And so, as you might recall, quick flashback, I said, I wouldn't have much manga this month because of my big haul last month. Well, I lied, because I kind of ended up finding a bunch of used manga that I bought, and I bought a lot more manga from the Books A Million big manga bargain sale that is still going on, by the way. That's still going on, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. And I think it's like exclusively 7 Seas manga, but a lot of it is really cheap and really good priced. But anyway, we'll go ahead and start off with the new stuff like usual down here, and then we'll get into everything else. Alrighty, so we'll start here. As you guys might see, I'm kind of running out of room on this desk. It is insane. I don't have enough room on this desk anymore to show off my manga. So, we're kind of a little cramped, but we'll go through this the best we can. So obviously we have Your Lie in April, Volume 7. I'm starting to get worried because I'm starting to get sad, and I'm not ready for what's gonna happen, and everything's not okay. I'm not okay. I wonder how many volumes. I don't know how many volumes there are of the manga. I'm worried, but everything is not okay. I'm scared. And then we have My Hero Academia. Love it. It's so good. Get it, read it. You will do yourself a massive favor. It's one of the best new-ish series running right now. If you have not read this, go get it now, because you will regret it otherwise. And then we have Nisekoi Volume 15, I almost said 14, Volume 15, which I did do a short little volume review of. You can check that out. Sorry, by the way, guys, I've been a little bit lax on my videos lately. I've been busy with work, busy with house moving stuff, which most of you know of by now. And so hopefully once all that's taken care of, I'll have more videos to put out like usual. But here's One Punch Man Volume 6. Love One Punch Man. So good. Everyone loves it. Everyone knows about it. These covers are fantastic. That guy scares me a little bit, though. I am not going to lie. He scares me a little bit. And The 7 Deadly Sins, Volume 14. I can't remember. Did I get this last month? I don't think so. But I might have, so I might be lying to you. You might, get to see that volume twice because I'm such a nice guy. And then I did a first take of this as well, Monster Mizumi. I love Monster Girls, and as you might have seen, you can go see I sort of like a showcase video of it, because it came with those exclusive cards. So if you want to see more of those, go ahead and check that video out. So those are pretty neat. And then we have The Testament of Sister New Devil. I always want to say that wrong. I always want to say the sister of Testament, and then it's just everything goes wrong and everything's not okay. And so it's a fun series. The art is great. Quite a bit of fan service. So if you like fan service with actually a decent story, we'll see if the story holds up. But so far, it's a pretty decent story. Kind of reminds me of something like High School DxD, maybe with less humor in it. And then I've been loving this. I actually liked the first volume so much of Horimiya that I actually had to go get the second one because I really enjoyed it. The second and third one, I meant to say. I really liked it. It was really good. It's a very good slice of life type story. Nothing super special about it, but I just really like the art style with the story, and the characters are good. And so I just really like that series, and maybe I'll even do like a manga recommendation for it sometime. And so here we have Is It Wrong to Pick Up... This is another one. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? So again, the series is pretty good. The art style isn't my favorite, but the story, it's just kind of fun. It's nothing, out of this world, but it's a fun story. It's pretty good. The characters are endearing to a certain extent. So I have been enjoying Is It Wrong to Dungeons and Girls, and you get the gist of it. And then here we have my first slightly different one. I actually got this off of the Barnes & Noble Manga Monday, and so on. Those of you who don't know, Barnes & Noble does have Manga Mondays every Monday, where they usually have 4 to 5 volumes that they handpick. There's 50% off. And so that is pretty cool. I've been a little bit disappointed with Barnes & Noble's Manga Monday because they used to just do a bunch of new volumes, but they've kind of reverted back to just doing old volume 1s. And so for someone who has already collected a bunch of manga like me, that wasn't so great. But this is something I've really been looking forward to getting for a long time. But just it wasn't really on my priority list. And this is obviously just the unofficial Hatsune Miku, stories and art. and cool stuff. So it's a really nice release by Dark Horse, and like I said before, it wasn't, I've always wanted it, but it not enough to buy it new. But for 50% off, to go to $20 down to $10, I definitely was on board for that. And so next we have, this is where it's gonna get slightly jumbled. I'm gonna try to do it all in one, but it's not gonna happen. So this I got used. Sword Art Online, Phantom Bullet. I've been kind of getting off a little bit with my Sword Art Online manga. You know, I still find it interesting. Sword Art Online isn't my favorite series in the world. We all know it's pitfalls, but there's something that is just fun about it. I mean, what can we say? And plus, I love Sinon. She's so beautiful. I almost got a figure of her once because so badass. But she's a badass and she's got dat ass, if you know what I'm saying. And then here we have a manga I got off of the Books A Million at the aforementioned Books A Million sale that's going on. And so this is one of those ones. How much? This was just $5. So $5 for this year. I have a few of the Amazing Agent Luna books. I look forward to when I have them all and then can read them all. But it's one of those series I've been just kind of collecting, and once I actually collect all the volumes, I'll probably go ahead and read it. And so we'll go ahead and speed through these here. And so I found this is always a series I've wanted, but would probably prefer to like buy cheaper. And so someone brought in a bunch of used ones. Unfortunately, someone got to the first few before me. So we're starting here on volume 7, and I will basically just buy the other volumes when I have time or money, you know, whichever comes first. And so we have volume 7, volume 8, volume 9. The art in this looks so fantastic. It's so pretty. And so that's what like really drew me to it to begin with. But this wasn't really one of the manga. I didn't really know about it for quite a long time. I kind of like discovered it later on, and it's one of those things where there was already a bunch of volumes out, and I was like, well, at some point, hopefully I'll be able to get around to it, because there's so much new manga that comes out that I don't always have time. And that's obviously, so I have 7 through 14. And so that's all of those manga there. And so this is basically a deal where, because I know some people have asked before, you know, like, why do you buy like books in the middle, or what do you do with manga? Do you always read them? I don't always read them right away, because sometimes if I know I'm gonna get a series like Natsumi Book of Friends here, if I know I'm gonna get that series, but like let's say I find it used, and so it's cheaper, but not the first few volumes, or if 2 volumes are missing, I'll be like, well, you know, I'll get these for now, and eventually I'll be able to fill in the rest, hopefully. So here we have more Books A Million, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and Through the Looking Glass. This is cool. There's not much. Wow, I actually managed to open to an art page, but this is mostly novel with quite a few pictures and illustrations in it. Enough illustrations actually to make it like really quite interactive, as you can see, and so that's a really nice touch. I like that. Not, you know, the reading is broken up quite a bit by a lot of cool illustrations, so that is nice. And then also from the sale, a lot of these next ones will be from the sale. A Certain Magical Index, which has been this is the novel, second volume. This has been the only non-7 Seas book to be on sale, as far as I know. I don't know why it was, but it was, so, you know, there you go. And then A Sacred Blacksmith. You guys might have seen, I had a love The Sacred Blacksmith in my last haul from Books A Million, and so I just finished that off with volume 3. I got that one offline. And then I bought these two. I have Hot Gimmick volume 3 and volume 4, mostly because I have volumes 1 and 2, but I didn't have these, and so I found these used. I was like, okay, I'll pick those up. That way I can round out my collection, so that's good. Always nice to finish off a collection like that. Now, hopefully, maybe I'll even go back and read it. And so here we have as well, I went ahead and picked up Zero's Familiar 1 through 3. That way I could round out my set, so now I have all of them. And then, so these next few are going to be a lot from the Books A Million bargain sale. And so we have Girls in Panzer, Little Army. It says number 1, but I don't think there's going to be any more released, so, you know. I started picking up these. I kind of picked up on a whim. I don't know if I should have picked these up. I picked these up mostly because I couldn't help it, because they were such a good price. Just keep in mind, boys and girls, that's not a smart thing to do, but I'm a sucker for cheap manga, and so I actually ordered more of these online just before the sale ends, so who knows when it ends. But anyway, so we have Knight's Knowledge Volume 1. This is Alice in the Land of Clover. And then Knight's Knowledge Volume 2, because they left a lot of volumes out, but I can like fill those in as I go. Knight's Knowledge Volume 3. I'll be really sad now if 7 Seas releases omnibuses of these, which they have done before, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then we have Alice in the Land of Hearts, The Mad Hatter's Late Night Tea Party Volume 1, and then the same series Volume 2. I also have no idea what order to read these in, so I'm going to have to like wiki this. And then also we have Labyrinth of Thorns, which I believe is a standalone in the Land of Hearts one. So that's all of the Alice in the Land of books I picked up. And then continuing from Books A Million, we have Dance in the Vampire Bund, The Memories of a Sledgehammer, Volumes 1 through 3. This is a really cute cover, by the way. So cute! I'm so excited because I started Dance in the Vampire Bund a long time ago, and I never finished it. And so now I feel like I have incentive to do that. And then we have the first official Manga Doujin collection. This is the first one. I had the second one, the second volume in my last video. Then here we have, they actually put some of the big volumes of Dance in the Vampire Bund on sale. So that's really awesome. So this one here is 10 through 12. And then I've got here, I went ahead and picked up 1 through 3. These are huge, by the way. These are really nice releases by 7 Seas. And 4 through 6, respectively. And so those are really nice. I'm happy to have those, although I'm going to have to like buy the rest of them now, which makes me sad. But not too sad. So here we have Girls in Panzer, Volume 2. I had Girls in Panzer Volume 1, but didn't get it before. And then I think this might be the last one from our Books A Million selection. We have Strike Witches, Maidens of the Sky, Volume 2. I didn't like the Strike Witches manga as much. I loved the spin-off one, and I do wish I could remember it, but I can't off the top of my head, so. But anyway, I did like that one better. The One Wing Witches, I think that was it. So anyway, but this is still decent. I don't think Strike Witches sold too well for 7 Seas, which is too bad. Alright, a bunch of these next one, I think the rest of them are all used. So let's go ahead and hammer these things out. This is another case of, I don't have the first volume, but I've always wanted to read this. So I got Sherlock Bones Volume 2, Volume 3, and Volume 4. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick up Volume 1 at some point here. Hopefully, I look forward to doing that, but I can't read it yet because I don't have all the volumes, but this will work out for now. And then I got volumes 3 and 4 of Freezing. I haven't been in a super huge hurry to pick up Freezing, but I've been kind of picking it up as I go along. So here's volumes 3 and 4. I think this is another one from Books A Million, by the way. Volume 1 of Dance in the Vampire Bund 2, Scarlet Order. And then this is another used volume right here, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. And then right here, which is probably the most interesting book in my whole haul here. I have, so as you guys like saw, and if you watched my last video, I bought the first couple volumes of Barefoot Gen. And so I went and did some research on Barefoot Gen and found out that some of the volumes were like very out of print, and the worst one is volume 6. And so I went back to the bookstore because whoever brought this in, the used bookstore, brought in the whole set. And so this volume is frankly in really nice condition. There's really nothing wrong with it. I got it for, I think it was like $5, and I think like I went on eBay and someone's trying to sell it for $400. I don't know if it's worth that much, but on Amazon it's selling for about $150. So that was one of the coolest finds I found in a long time. And so I had to go and get the whole series just so I could have it. I don't even know if I'll read it, just because this is kind of, this one's almost like a shelf piece. It's kind of a real classic series. I'll probably like read it, but I'm going to be very careful with my books here. And so I just have basically volumes 3 through 10 to round out the rest of the series. And so that was really cool. That was one of the better finds I've found in quite a while. And so this is a very iconic series, obviously all about Hiroshima. And so it's like a tragic story, kind of filled with hope at the same time. So I've heard. I can't really speak too much on it because I haven't read it myself yet, so I don't want to say too much about it. But that's just what I've heard. But anyway, that's a really cool pickup. And then we have some more used pickups. Sword Art Online, the novel, Progressive Volume 2. Sword Art Online, Progressive Volume 3. Apparently someone was getting rid of the Sword Art Online collection. And then we have Volume 2, the novel of No Game No Life, because we know the manga will never be made ever. We don't get the anime or the manga. No Game No Life Volume 3. And then we have, I I haven't read either of them yet, but I have the first I Am Here volume, and so I found volume 2 used. So I'm like, I'll pick it up and round out the collection. Volume 6 here of this, I have 0 through 6 now. I don't have any of the other volumes, so I'm going to reread that series. It's been a long time since I've read it. And then we'll blitz through these next ones as well. Pandora Hearts is one of the first few manga series I read. Man, this is a beautiful cover. And so I got up to about volume 9 and I kind of lost touch with this series. And then I went to start rereading it again, and I was lost and didn't know what was happening. And so I kind of didn't collect the volume for a long time because I'm going to have to basically start the series over from scratch, start from volume 1. And now that this series is finished, I believe, at least the first Pandora Hearts, I think there's like another series. I'm not sure. But I was always like, man, it would be nice to find Pandora Hearts used sometimes. Well, golly old goody me, I found volumes 10 through 23, which there are 24 volumes, just so you know. And so 10 through 23, and so I got all of those used. I'd say basically once the series finished up, whoever had this series here was like, you know, it's gonna run its course. I've had it. I've read the whole thing, clearing some room, and I went, oh, thank you, good sir or madam. I'll take that because I am a hoarder. I hoard everything. I hoard manga. Man, these covers are beautiful. See, these covers like seriously make me want to get back into Sword Art Online. Sword Art Online. They make me want to get back into Pandora Hearts quite a bit. The art was really nice and the story was really interesting. But I kind of got confused and lost because I'd stop reading and then I'd go back and be like, wait, who is this guy again? I don't remember who that guy is. Why is she killing him? So I've got to go back and reread it because it seems like a really good series to me. I don't hear many people talk about Pandora Hearts, so I don't know. I'd be interesting to know what people's thoughts are on the series because I don't hear too many people talk about it, quite frankly. And so anyway, you know, Pandora Hearts. I have almost the whole collection now. I've got to get the last volume, 24, and then whatever new volumes come out, I'll probably get after I read the series. Read them all. So here we have a volume I picked up used, which I don't think I ever would have picked up if it wasn't. I got it for like $3. It's so cute, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, I think this manga looks terrible. It doesn't sound very good. I'll withhold judgment. I'll do a first take on this so we can talk about it, but I really don't think I'm gonna like this at all. We'll find out. The plot seems very strange and not great, so we'll find out. I'm not going to write it off, but I'm just putting it out there. I don't think I'm going to like it very much. And then we have Monster Hunter, the series done by obviously the author of Fairy Tail. So 1 through 4, he did 4 volumes on this. It's kind of like this just special off one-shot thing, which was really cool. And so I'm glad I have that. I love his art style. It's so cool to go back to a series like this and just like see how far he's come. Anyway, guys, that's a lot of manga. Let's set it back up and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, well I think that pretty much just about does it for this month's manga haul. I'm sorry if you can hear stuff outside, there's some weed whacking going on. But anyway guys, I do really appreciate you watching this, and I do want to apologize for the lack of videos lately. I have been really busy. I want to do more. I want to do more visual novels. I want to do more manga videos, but I've just been busy, and so you'll have to settle for this for now. Hopefully I'll have more videos for you in the future. But anyway guys, I've been Fiddle Fair, and I'll see you back on the prowl next time. Bye-bye!